late to the party as always. Let's go. How's it going, guys? My name's Oscar Mikey, and today I want to go over the video that Modern Wolf / ZERO Sievert published last week. It's another weekly update video, but this one is all about ZERO Sievert 1. We're putting ZERO Sievert 2 aside for a minute. And Xiu is basically going over all of the changes coming to ZERO Sievert, or some of them that are coming in August. A lot of good changes in here, and I want to go over those with you today. But at the end of the video, I also have something very interesting that I know a lot of ZERO Sievert 1 fans are going to love. But starting with the August updates for ZERO Sievert 1, they're actually adding a lot of really great stuff. First thing they're doing is they're adding an automatic ammo swap when you run out of a certain ammo type. So let's say you're using a 5.45 gun. Maybe you have the EC74U or something. You're using HP and then you run out. You're totally out. You have no more left in your inventory. But you do have some 5.45 PS in there that you can use with your gun. Apparently, you won't need to hit Y and manually change your ammo type to put the PS into the gun. When you run out of that first ammo type, all you have to do is hit R to reload, and then it'll load the other ammo type that you have in your inventory into the gun automatically. This can be a life or death thing, especially if you're in the middle of a gunfight, or you're getting attacked by a big or some kind of mutant or something like that. This makes it nice and quick. You don't really have to think about it. Just hit R like you normally would and you'll be using your new rounds. Also, we have another change that is ammo related. They are adding a new round for 5.56. There's actually a big jump between M855 and M995 in terms of armor penetration. I think M855 has like 28 penetration and M995 has 55. Like, you could get away with using M855 in the early game against class 3 guys, not really class 4, definitely more like class 2 and 3. And then if you want to be effective against class 4 and 5, you kind of have to put down 5.56 in favor of something else. Even 5.45, there are lots of ammo types for that caliber. But now we're getting M856A1, and that has an armor penetration value of 43. So that is going to be great for level 4, and it's going to be usable for level 5. Not ideal, but it's there. It'll be usable. It will be spawning in ammo boxes. You will be able to find it on characters, on NPCs that are using 5.56 guns. Traders are going to stock it. You will be able to buy it, and it will come with its own ammo storage case in the bunker in your stash. Next change is so good. I'm so happy that they're doing this, and I know a lot of you will be happy as well. They're increasing the spawn rate of bolt cutters in the game. I know I'm not the only player of ZERO Sievert that struggles with bolt cutters. I see comments from you guys all the time how you've been struggling to find these freaking things. And yeah, I'm just so relieved that those spawn rates are finally getting a buff, and we will be able to buy them from Mr. Junk as well. The way Xiu worded it in the video is that you won't always see them at Mr. Junk. It's going to be a chance for him to spawn or reset with those in his shop. But even still, like, a chance of just being able to go to him and buy them instead of rummaging around in all the maps trying to look for those things. Really solid change. I really like that. Next change is pretty big too. We're getting an overhaul to the difficulty settings menu. The old difficulty selection was pretty bare bones, and there wasn't a lot of detail or information about how exactly each difficulty was different from the other. There was a little blurb at the bottom that would tell you kind of roughly what was different about each playthrough and what you could expect going in. But this new version gives a lot more detail, and it's aesthetically way nicer, I think. They're also adding a new lower difficulty for anybody who's struggling with the game with the current difficulty settings. It's called Relaxed, and across the board we can see how they all differ with things like combat, looting and trading, gear quality, what happens when you die, so if you're going to lose your gear or not, and at the very bottom, weapon reliability. What's the chance of getting jams with your weapons? Good news is we still get the custom button. There's a big button at the bottom that says custom, and you can go in there and tweak all the settings you want, all the multipliers, health, stats, weapon damage, all of those things that we have been able to do for forever in this game, if you want to really dial it in and make a custom difficulty just for yourself. They're also updating to a newer runtime. Honestly, I'm not really sure what that is. I'm not a developer. If you do know what that is, make sure to leave it in the comments for me. Educate me. I'm fine with that. But what this means for the players on our end is that there should be fewer crashes with NVIDIA drivers. Anybody using an NVIDIA graphics card, if you've been experiencing crashes, this may help with that. They also fixed a bug where your inventory carry weight wouldn't update properly when you equip a new backpack. That's really nice. And on the weapon modding screen, the attachment window has been made a little bit bigger so that larger attachments would display properly on it instead of like clipping off the edge. And that's pretty much it with at least the teasers for the updates coming in August. Xiu did say that there is more stuff coming that he didn't mention in the video, so that's kind of exciting. But now I want to go over something very exciting with you guys. A ZERO Sievert modder actually made a co-op mod for ZERO Sievert 1, and apparently it works. I will leave a link in the video description for you if you're interested and you want to go and check that out for yourself. The crazy thing about this is that the modder actually put a post in the ZERO Sievert subreddit about this mod. And Peppo, the director of Underdog Game Development, the guy that I spoke to for my Q&A, he came in and basically said, Whoa, this is awesome. If you want, you can send it over to us and we can have a look at it and help you develop it. This is awesome on so many levels because with regard to multiplayer and co-op, the ZERO Sievert 1 developers said basically, no, we're not doing multiplayer. We're not doing any form of multiplayer, PvP or co-op. It'll never happen in ZERO Sievert 1. But then somebody in the community, a modder, decided to go out and try and do it themselves. And not only are official ZERO Sievert people okay with this, but they're actively going out and being like, yo, this is sick. If you want, you can send it over to us so we can have a look and we'll help you develop this thing. This kind of developer and player and like community relationship is really like a diamond in the rough. You don't see this very often, especially from AAA developers, AAA studios and that. Like if ZERO Sievert was made by Nintendo, lawsuits would be going out right now as we speak. But somebody managed to get this working for the game and it's such like a highly requested feature. So many people wanted this and like the devs are down. I don't know the details of exactly why they didn't want to do it themselves with ZERO Sievert 1. Apparently it's possible because this modder is doing it. Anyways, I'm going to stop glazing the devs. You guys know that I have a relationship with them and I have a bias, but you can't like hate on this. You can't ignore this kind of developer community relationship, and this is just so positive. This is really awesome to see, and as a result of all of this, we are going to get hopefully soon a more stable mod for working co-op in ZERO Sievert 1. It is kind of unstable. Again, you kind of install this at your own risk, and make sure to create a new save when you try this out, because it has a chance to wipe your save or corrupt your save or destroy your save in some way. Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. And speaking of ZERO Sievert development, make sure to check out this video here where I did a Q&A with ᴍᴏᴇ, the director of Underdog Development. They are the guys working on ZERO Sievert 2, and I asked them a bunch of questions, and we got some pretty good answers and some new information about ZERO Sievert 2.